These are some sneakers that I got in recently, and I wanted to do a quick unboxing, focusing on a few of the bigger items that I found more important to me, or something that I had been looking forward to, or something bigger in the community that has just released. Some of them are old, some of them are new, but let's get into it. All right, starting things off, we're gonna make this quick. This is the final collaboration between Nike and Stranger Things. These came out a few months ago. Nike recently had a restock and I was able to grab a pair, but if you are a fan of Stranger Things or a fan of foamposites or a fan of both, these are exactly for you. The box itself has that aged look. Looks like it's been sitting on the store shelf for a while, and kind of reminiscent of the 80s look that is what Stranger Things is going for. But getting the box lifted, you have Nike and Stranger Things on the top of the box. You have the tissue paper again, Nike and Stranger Things with that lightning bolt aesthetic from Stranger Things. But then getting the tissue paper open and you get the sneakers out of the box, you have the aged look on the laces, like a tattered look. You have Found You, which is something, you know, from Vecna and L or 11 and things like that. The upside down penny logo on the back of the shoe. Again, going back to Stranger Things and the upside down. Foamposites themselves are a very good shoe from a comfort perspective. In my personal opinion, they are incredibly clunky, so they're not a good basketball shoe, which is what they were intended for originally. Full-length herringbone on the outsole of the shoe, carbon fiber shank plate for rigidity and energy return. You have full-length Zoom Air throughout the shoe, which makes them incredibly comfortable. This particular pair has glow-in-the-dark lightning bolts, again, going back to Stranger Things. Getting the other shoe out of the box, it's the same thing, no surprises. It's exactly the same as the other shoe. Very cool looking, very, very awesome. I'm very happy that I was able to get a pair with the restock that they had. And then you have some really cool pins from the show. These pins are something that is directly related to the show, so if you are familiar with the show, you're gonna know what these pins are. These shoes are no longer available on the sneakers app or on the Nike app itself. If you want a pair, they're hovering around the retail mark, which is about $250. You might get them for around $280. I got them again at retail from Nike in a size 12. But if you do want them, I have affiliate links in the description if you want to pick up a pair. Next is the Yeezy.com sneaker, the BL-01. This is a sneaker I ordered in November. I got them sometime in March or April. I intended to do an unboxing video and hands-on, but just never got a chance to do it. But first and foremost, the sneaker box there's no frills or anything like that. It has Yeezy.com on the box of the shoe, then BL-01 on the top of the box. Immediately opening the box, you have like that strong glue smell. $80, they're not incredibly expensive. They're not what you used to from that Nike or the Adidas Yeezy collaboration, but there is no real logo or signage on this shoe itself. You can see the DNA, you can see the Yeezy DNA on the shoe. Kind of looks like the Wave Runner Yeezys from the Adidas days. But BL-01, there's no real logos or branding or anything like that. Silhouette, again, is very reminiscent of a Yeezy sneaker. All black, the shoe was available for $80. I believe it still is available on the website. Again, I ordered them back in November, got them relatively like March or April. And from a comfort perspective, they're a little bit difficult to get on because they are a one-piece upper. There's no laces, but once you do get them on, there's foam in the midsole. They're a little bit on the clunkier side, but they are pretty comfortable when you get to wear them. I am personally not a big fan of all black shoes because they're kind of hard to style and wear, but I think if you're a Yeezy fan, you're gonna love those shoes. This one is from Nike Air Max Day back in March. I got them from GOAT. It was an exclusive collaboration with GOAT, Nike, and Ducks of a Feather. This is continuing that heritage, but you have the Oregon Ducks, and this whole box is just really cool looking, bright green and all that fun stuff. Ducks of a Feather. You have the Oregon Duck on the top of the box. The Oregon Duck logo and the tissue paper, but this was like the green moss colorway from that collaboration. They had a wood colorway and a moss colorway. The Air Max 95 in this green colorway was really, really cool with the hairy suede on the upper. You have the peat moss kind of like aesthetic on the heel tab or heel counter of the shoe. I thought that was really, really cool. You have the Ducks of the Feather on the tongue of the shoe. Overall, I think this is a really fun looking shoe, really cool looking shoe. It was a nice little collaboration, and it came in limited numbers, or they claim to be in limited numbers. So you have the Forest of Oregon on the heel of the shoe, but overall, I think this Air Max 95 collaboration with Nike, Ducks of a Feather, and released exclusively through GOAT was a really cool kind of release. They did, again, those two different sneakers. overall, I really love this shoe, and I'm happy to have them. Next up, Kobe 11. These were the Kobe Day, April 13th. These were released, was the Fade to Black colorway, where they kind of just went down the entire line of Kobe's and did a final release where it went from like a lighter color to a black color, which was the final release. It came with a pin, which is really, really cool. These were just sitting on the DTLR website. It's kind of crazy what you will find sitting on shelves, especially when they sell out through Nike. I did already open these, but I figured I'd share it that I got these at retail on the DTLR app for retail. But this is the Fade to Black, the final release from the Kobe Day release. These were recently Pro-Troed with a Zoom Air and heel, full-length React carrier or drop-in midsole. It's a fly knit upper, really, really cool looking shoe. I have the original shoe from years and years ago, but I think it was just really exciting to be able to get a shoe that was originally unavailable. I would have had to pay resale, which wasn't too much more than retail, but the fact that I got these at retail was really cool. I think the design, the materials, everything that they have going on with that shoe is really, really awesome. Moving on, we're making this as quick as possible. The Travis Scott Shy Pink Jordan 1 lows. These came out recently. I hit on a raffle with Lapstone and Hammer. Big shout out to Lapstone and Hammer running fair raffles, and I just am fortunate to be able to hit on those raffles, hit locally, and pick up the shoes with no real issues. But this is the Shy Pink Travis Scott Jordan 1s. Haven't unboxed these, haven't unwrapped them, but let's get them out of the packaging. Been patiently waiting to get these out of the box. But here they are. Jordan 1s, the Travis Scott collaboration specifically, have always had good materials that they use on the upper of the shoe, good leathers. I mean, there's a really strong smell of the paint and the glues that they use, but overall, I think I like the way this leather feels. It looks really nice. Always usually elevated materials. The ones that I got that were a little bit nicer from a material perspective was the Fragment Jordan 1 Travis Scott collaboration, where that shoe just felt nicer to the touch. It smelled nice. It smelled like genuine high-end leather, but they were also made in smaller quantities. These were made obviously in bigger quantities for mass production, so you're not going to have the same type of craftsmanship. But overall, this is a good looking shoe. This is a great shoe for the summer, very clean. Again, if you want to pick up a pair, they're available in my affiliate links. You can click on that, get you right to the shoe. But this is the Travis Scott Jordan 1 in the Shy Pink colorway. There was two colorways, Tropical Pink and Shy Pink. This was a pair that when I picked up my Jordan 1s, I also picked up the exclusive Asic Spark colorway, the Gel Kayano 12.1 that Lapstone exclusively collaborated with Asic on. They were limited. They were available only at Asic and Lapstone. But this colorway is really, really cool. There was a lot of social media presence for these. I think what they did with these, the bright red color, it was kind of like the idea of sparking an idea, sparking inspiration, and the match that sparks that inspiration. So you have the matchstick and the igniter that you kind of see in the midsole. Even the laces are done up in the same way with the cream color on the midsole of the shoe and kind of like all throughout. I think this collaboration with Asic was really cool. I really liked it. Again, it was limited in availability. When I happened to pick up my Shy Pink Travis Scotts, I was able to get these as well. I think this is an incredibly clean shoe. I think the hits of red just really get me. That's something I really love. Even the laces being dipped in like a wax is a really, really nice touch. And finally, a shoe that I have intentionally not opened just so I can save it for this video. I have picked up my first pair of Vomero premiums. And you may be asking what makes a Vomero premium, and it's really the cushioning. Now I'm going to go into a deeper dive in terms of what makes a Vomero premium, but this is the Nike Vomero premium in this like alien looking colorway. It's like a blue and Volt colorway, and they're incredibly crazy looking. This midsole is thick with like 14 C's. Like it's an incredibly thick midsole. It has the right height, kind of like printed somewhere to tell you how high the shoe is off the ground. What makes it premium though is the technologies that they're using in these. The Zoom Air bags that they're using in the forefoot and heel are incredibly thick. They're also using premium cushioning in terms of foam technology. They're using Zoom X, and Zoom X is incredibly bouncy. It's a PBEX based foam. Then you have Zoom Air, which is incredibly bouncy with high energy return, which makes these an incredibly good and efficient shoe, perfect for runners. If you're a walker, I think you're not going to really enjoy these because they're so squishy. You're going to cause a little bit of fatigue on your calves and things like that. But if you're a runner, there's a lot of energy return. I think you're going to enjoy running in these, probably hit some PRs and things like that. But these are the Vomero Premium in this alien looking colorway. But again, if there's any shoes that you're interested in, they are all located in my affiliate links in the description. I just wanted to go through some really recent pickups that I was excited about myself. Although some of them were older, some of them were newer, but I just wanted to share what I got. If there's any questions that you have on any of these releases or any questions in general, please leave a comment. If you liked this video, like it. If you didn't like it, dislike it. But if you really, really liked it, please hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend that might be into this type of content. Thank you all for watching, and you have a great day.